Alright, time for... I don't hate this part of the game. This is just tedious. This is, So we just got on the last planet the water gadget of the game. You know, like in the last game we had the hydro displacer, so those were the water puzzles. Ice and swimming combined are the water puzzles for this game. The two, like, most hated level types in gaming, the water level and the ice level, are combined as a puzzle type in this. It's the best, I promise you. It's not tedious at all. Right, and there's gonna be that guy, and there's gonna be one, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to thaw that. Jump out to this platform. Like, it's... The puzzles are cleverly designed, but, like... It almost feels like they did it on purpose. By combining the ice and the water. Like, obviously ice and water are the same thing. You know, on a chemical level, H2O. It's just, you know, the speed of the molecules. But... Come on, guys. Ted Price, what the fuck? Hey, Ted, what the fuck? For those that don't know, Ted Price is in charge of Insomniac. Hey, Ted Price, what the fuck, man? Nobody likes sliding around on ice. Nobody likes playing around with... Oh, look, at the fish is back, too. So you know not to swim here. Nope. Oh, did that just automatically raise the water level? Cool. I'll take it. The swimming portions of Rack 1, like on Umbrus, on, I didn't hate it on Blackwater City, but, throwing one in at the end on Velden. Like, come on, guys. Okay. Let's hope that's high enough to get me to where I need to go on the other side here. I should be able to make that jump. Yeah. And then we'll... Nope. And then just wait for it to come all the way back up. There we go. Easy. Nope. Easy as I bash my skull on a wall. Also, I hit that wall in the game. And that should be good. I should be able to crouch jump up to that. Yeah.
Perhaps these robots can assist us.
Excuse me? Have you seen any
Oh, he's so white.
masked weirdos?
He's so white.
I think I had better do the talking. A masked customer picked up an order not long ago. Recently, they received a new transmission from him, and they are willing to show it to us for a small price.
Just the very white thing of, we don't speak the same language, so I'm going to yell at you. That will help my message get through. We don't speak the same language, but to me that's the same as you just being deaf, I guess.
Hello, yes. Hi. Yes, I need to order 2 more containers of sulfuric acid. Oops. Better make that 5 containers and 4 containers of liquid hydrogen. Oops. Better add 6 crates of nitroglycerin and... Look, just give me double there. And I need it delivered.
Hey, what? What?
Oh, nothing. Just some robot humor.
Okay, funny guy. Let's just head to those coordinates.
Like, they definitely fixed Ratchet's character in the second game. Like, he's not a punk little bitch anymore. But goddamn. Alright, let's... rebuy some ammo, and we will head to those coordinates. Actually, let's... I completely forgot we just got the coordinates for the ship shack. So we're gonna head to this tiny-ass asteroid first. I don't think we need better boosters. Definitely want this. And yeah, better shields probably next. And then all this is just cosmetic. Yeah, we don't need cosmetics. There's nothing wrong with just red. I appreciate that over the course of the games, as Ratchet has gotten different ships, they've kept kind of the same maroonish tone for the ship. Like, that's just his standard ship color, really. Until, like, a crack in time, I guess. But, yeah. After all of my complaining about an ice puzzle, it's time to go to the ice planet. The first ice planet, because this game did everything Ratchet 1 did, but doubled it. So we have two ice planets in this game. It's the best. Yeah, we don't need. We still have stuff to upgrade. Oh, the last thing I can rely on are fire and forget turrets. Alright. And we can break a Snowdan. So, throughout these games, something I always appreciate is there's reference to a guy named Dan Johnson. And Dan Johnson, unfortunately, has since passed away. I believe he passed away in either 2007 or 2008. And they have since, like, memorialized him throughout the games, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, I just upgraded this. What am I doing? They have since memorialized him in the games with various different kinds of appearances. So, like, in the second and third game, there's, like, a snowman of him. In the fourth game, I believe he's a skin. In the fifth game, I definitely know he's a skin. There's a Dan John... There's... In the... Yeah. Let's grab this real quick. In, like, the PS3 games, there's some skins to him, and there's, you know, some stuff you can find dedicated to him. In, you can actually just find him hanging out in a little secret area of A Crack in Time. There's a statue of him in Into the Nexus. It's fun. I appreciate all the stuff they do for him. But we just unlocked, if I saw... That is not the button I wanted to click. No. Actually, we might want to buy a new weapon. We just upgraded the turrets. Yeah. Ratchet in a tux? No. What did we just unlock? We just unlocked something. I think it was Ratchet in a tux we got for destroying the, Snow Dan. And that's just because we, unlocked a certain number of, skill points. Buy that. Just make sure we have ammo. And, just because this is the cheaper one, I want to keep as much money as possible, because I think the first armor we come across is like 25,000 bolts, and then 50,000, 100,000, so on. And like I said, I want to make sure we get armor before weapons. We can swap those, and... Neat. Get this into the elevator. Just getting some secrets, don't mind us. Come on. Oh my god, please. Get out of the elevator. There we go. Come around to this side. They had to put the most clunky... They had to utilize the most clunky... I don't know if we needed that particular platform piece to get over here, but it helps. Looks like we did. But yeah, the clunkiest gadget is being utilized in, like, the most narrow part of the level. Awful. Alright, and I think that's 2 for 2 on the bolts. Does it tell us? No. It only tells us on the ship. Let's jump there and then jump back. Let's... Yeah, so these just fly straight forward until it finds something to lock in on, which I'm a big fan of. They keep, as far as I remember, they can go on forever, so... There goes the dropship. Easy. And this is just back to the ship? Yeah. There's just like this, so this is a very quick level actually, but I just appreciate all the time that they took with the level design. I'm a big fan of like the clouds spiraling, the mountains, the dam. I'm just a big fan of everything that they did for this level, despite the fact that you're not here very long. Let's... Okay. Problem is because of the fact that we are in motion and the game treats us as we're in motion, it's all kinds of messed up. Oh, we can okay, they're just gone. Neat. Good enough. And we are running low on ammo. The one downside to being kind of a penny pincher is running out of money. Or running out of ammo. It's fine. And then for whatever reason that derails the... It's not a train, I guess, but that just destroys the... Because of course it does. The truck. Of course it destroys the truck. Let's... Shit. Why wouldn't it destroy the truck? Alright. Some more ammo. Oh, what? I just did that so absent-mindedly. I was thinking about the blitz cannon. Well, I guess we have the sniper rifle now. I guess we just have the sniper rifle now. Alright. Not my first choice, but whatever. I was gonna get it eventually. Alrighty then. What, I was making zero money on that interaction just now with all those orbs. I was thinking like, okay, cool, they're giving me 20 bolts per kill. The ammo for this weapon is 20 bolts per kill, so, that was a zero net gain in terms of money.
You've lost, Megacorp. Take your imperialistic eco-fascism to another dimension. Say goodbye to your Frankenfest.
Come on, Clank.
Too slow, you corporate lackey.
God, I love how, like, is it wrong that I agree with the villain? That, like, corporations suck?
zoom in with the pulse rifle, hold L1 and then press R1.
Don't need to zoom in.
Hold L1 and press R2.
Don't care. There we go. Done.
You had us worried for a moment. Do you suppose we should stop him?
Not worth it. We got what we came for. Let's just get that little guy back to Mr. Fizzwidget.
Ratchet? Spank? Is that you?
We've accomplished our mission, sir. The experiment is safe and in our possession.
Why, that's cutaneous! Absolutely munificent! You two are a galuptious team!
We were glad to assist, sir.
We just need coordinates to our next rendezvous point.
Of course. I'm on my way to give a tour of Megacorp's historical mining site. Here's a little pack talk on the fragility.
Megacorp Manufacturing and Mining, a tireless drum major leading the galaxy on its march of progress. Come tour our desert mining facility and see why our most precious product is our history. When we first arrived, we found a planet completely overrun by rainforest. To better accommodate the local wildlife, we transformed this impassable jungle into an easily navigable desert. Ever the technological pioneer, Megacorp invented the automated management team, thereby eliminating costly upward mobility, and all the while making your life richer. Megacorp Manufacturing and Mining. Our march continues to the tune of progress and profitability. Call Investor Relations today.
Is that facility still operational, sir?
Alas, no. But it's steeped in hysterics. I've offloaded the condiments to your naval computer.
We'll see you there.
I am so like, man, fuck corporations, man. The fact that, like, I know it's satire, but also that's just real. Let's be frank. That's real.
Hey, there's Mr. Fizzwidget. What happened?
Everything's fine. There was just a bit of debris on the landing pad.
That was our ship.
Don't worry about it, little fella. It's insured. So, do you have the, delivery? Terrificulous! Come, gentlemen. There is precious little time. Just sit back and relax, boys. How about a little flying music?
Oops.
He did that on purpose.
Nah, he's just easily distracted.
Yeah, well...
Come on, let's see if we can find a way out of here.
Like, the dynamic has shifted from the last game. In the last game, Ratchet would have been absolutely pissed about that. And Clank would have been like, it's fine. But look at how much they've grown as characters. Look at how much Clank hates the elderly now. Look at how ageist Clank has become. He's only like 2 years old in this game. Not even, he was... First game was 2002, this is 2003, he was born in the first game. He is a year old in this game, and he already is radicalized against the elderly. Based. I love this weapon. Let's just hang out and, done. Done and done. Oh, and we're coming up on one of my favorite cutscenes. Legitimately, like, I guess it's just based on, like, nostalgia of, like, I thought this was funny when I was a kid. And so, like, it still gets me to this day. There's a cutscene that really does just, tickle my funny bone. Can we shoot through enemies? Not really. Okay, so we gotta snipe them. Let's snipe them. Go back for... God. So we get a new type of boot in this game. Like, we get the classic, like, gravity boots, the grind boots. The third kind of boot we get in this game that is a standard across most rat games is the charge boot, which is you just double tap the crouch button and it sends you flying forward. God, I miss that mobility. I really do. Can we hit this guy in such a way where he gets knocked off the platform? No. It's too, he's too close and immediately zeroes in. Alright. Alright. Here we go.
It says, in case of emergency, break glass with wrench. Hold on. This one says, use rock to break glass to get wrench to break glass to get rock. Ooh, I love logic puzzles. Let's see. If you break the glass with a...
Solved it.
Your wrench now does more damage.
Wrench upgrade! And yeah, that cutscene still kind of tickles me. Solved it. It's such like a Sigma grind. Oh, but it's not good in this game. So I love the lava gun. It's very straightforward. It just pisses a line of lava. So you can just, like, if you just spin in a circle, it's just this stream of lava. Problem is, it upgrades into a weapon called the meteor gun, which shoots, like, molten shots. Like, when we're using the Therminator, and, like, we're heating up ice, it'll shoot, like, little, like, hot, you know, like, magma balls. It shoots the same thing that the meteor gun shoots. This weapon comes back in the third game with a much better upgrade. It turns into a weapon called the nitroglycerin gun, and it goes from fire to ice damage. And it'll, like, freeze enemies and stuff. It is so much better. Classic bouncers. Really can't afford that, but I love the bouncers. I might save up for that. Might being the operative word. We'll see. I just really prefer the lava gun in Up Your Arsenal to going Commando. This might be a controversial opinion. I know everybody's entitled to, like, their favorites, but, generally, like, of the PS2 era, Up Your Arsenal tends to be labeled as, like, the best Ratchet and Clank game. I think Going Commando is better. I genuinely think, in many respects, like, I know it just said, like, a version of a weapon is better in, Rack 3, but I just think that, in general, like, 2 adds so much that I like that isn't continued in 3. Like, there's no races, there's no fly around shoot 'em ups. They add some other gameplay mechanics that are okay. But I genuinely think Going Commando But here's where it gets really controversial. So, obviously I love all of the Ratchet and Clank games. And yes, I do mean all of them. I love them for different reasons. Like, there was that, like, experimental trilogy. You know, kind of, not to say they were phoning it in, but, like, Into the Nexus, All for One, Full Frontal Assault. Those games aren't the best Ratchet and Clank games, but I appreciate what they were trying to do. Like, Full Frontal Assault it's a very short game, but it was like a tower defense Ratchet and Clank game. I appreciate them for trying something different. All for One is a decent party game. If you have multiple people playing Ratchet and Clank, it's a good multiplayer Ratchet and Clank game. Now, if you're playing it solo, it's not great, let's be real. But, like, of the 4 Ratchet and Clank games that were native to the PS2, I'm not counting the ones that were ported, like Secret Agent Clank or Size Matters, that were ported from the PSP to the PS2. Of the 4 native PS2 games, I love them all for different reasons. You know, the very first one, it's the classic, it's the original. Other games have just done stuff better, you know. I just think there's so many quality of life improvements. I only would replay the first Ratchet and Clank game for the story and for nostalgia. It's fun. I love that game. It got me into the whole franchise. 3, I like because it expanded on the level up stuff, you know, instead of just single level ups for weapons, it added, you know, multiple levels. It added some great, like, I liked a lot of the gladiatorial combat that they added in, you know, they added a lot of extra side missions and side collectibles. It just generally had, like, a bigger experience. Cutscene, hang on.
Hand over the experiment now.
I can't do that.
You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! He's a she.
This changes nothing. Where's the experiment?
We have returned it to Mr. Fizz, Widget.
Oh, you've just put the whole galaxy in imminent danger.
But
I don't have time to stand around explaining it to you. If you have any intention of fixing the mess you've made, watch this.
Oh, no! Good thing that wasn't little Susie. Here at the Megacorp testing facility, we make sure the products you buy are safe for you and your family. These are just a few of the products we've rejected to help keep you safe. The Tiny Tot Slingshot, the Nuclear Mousetrap, Self-Wedgifying Underwear, and the Lawn Ninjas. So the next time your toaster doesn't explode in your face, say a little thank you to the Megacorp testing facility.
wow, she's got a few bolts loose. What does a testing facility have to do with galactic danger?
I am unsure. However, I believe we should investigate that location.
Well, we're gonna need a new ship.
So yeah, major reveal there, kind of end of Act 1 kind of stuff. The thief is also a Lombax, a woman Lombax, and it's almost never brought up. It is never brought up in this game that she is a Lombax, because early on in the Ratchet and Clank timeline, like early on in the lore, that didn't matter. And then over the course of the franchise, it became a very prominent storytelling moment to say that Ratchet is the last of the Lombaxes. And so that's what the entirety of the trilogy, the future trilogy, is based on for PS3, the first PS3 games, Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, and Crack in Time. That whole arc is based on he's the last Lombax. And even in the new one, Rift Apart, it's big that, you know, there's no more Lombaxes. And so they had to talk about, very briefly, in a missable piece of dialogue in A Crack in Time, hey, what about her? What about the Lombax from Going Commando? And they were like, oh, she's in another galaxy. Don't worry about her. She's gone. Because a majority of the franchise takes place in either the Solana Galaxy for like 1 and 3, and like early on in you know, just throughout the franchise, we're either in the Solana Galaxy or the Polaris Galaxy. We never go back to Bogon, where we are right now, which is really funny to me. I digress. Let's also do this cutscene real quick with this phenomenal gentleman, and I'll keep getting controversial.
Hello, sir.
Hey, that's my ship.
Possession is an illusion. Do not all things belong to the cosmos?
No.
Same voice actor as
That's
Ratchet.
definitely mine.
This vessel suffers from wounded char. Only the power of the crystals can hope to heal it.
Crystals, sir?
Crystals? Like those found in the desert? Beyond. Oh.
Well, we don't have any better ideas. Let's go grab a few crystals.
It's all good. He's just a vibe. He's just man's just a vibe. So all of this, you know, talking about, oh, I like the first one, I like the third one. Some of you have probably sniped me already into what this is leading up to. Of the original 4 games on PS2, Ratchet Deadlocked, or Ratchet Gladiator, depending on your region, is my favorite PS2 Ratchet and Clank game, which I know can be a hot take, but hear me out. I don't want to say too much for those that haven't seen it or experienced it yet. I'm going to be playing all of them at some point, so we'll get to that. There's just a level of catharsis that comes with that game. It's gritty, it's, you know, because the first ones are very, you know, funny, you know, kind of more family friendly. That one got a little dark. Well, I say it swears at moments. It just says things like hell, crap, freaking, you know, the things that Jak and Daxter got away with to get like a T rating, you know? Nothing heavy-handed, but it was definitely like, if you were, at least when I was a kid, if you said things like that, oh, mom and dad don't want you saying things like that, you know, the very, like, childish, what are considered swears to a child, but definitely are not in, you know, previous Ratchet and Clank games. Let's see if this does what it does sometimes. Let's see if this breaks. Sometimes getting this bolt does a thing. See, sometimes you start flickering in and out. Sometimes this bolt will... Oh. Sometimes standing in that alcove will do this thing where lots of stuff despawns. I digress. The catharsis of Ratchet Deadlocked. All weapons can be upgraded to level 100. So that is a lot of... It's not even a lot of weapon grinding, because it has the most in-depth weapon upgrade system that any Ratchet and Clank game has ever had, and they've never gone back to it. As you level up a weapon, at least to level 10. So the first playthrough, weapons upgrade to 10. You buy them at level 11 in the second playthrough, and then you can upgrade them to level 100. I know, you don't have to tell me. So you buy them at level 11, you can upgrade them to level 100 in the second playthrough. Upgrading them to level 10, each level upgrades a new upgrade slot, and you can put so many different things into it, like ammo capacity, rate of fire, burst damage, you know, like for your shotgun you can increase its like area of effect. In the secondary playthrough, you can get super special upgrades like enemies killed with this weapon will drop more money. Enemies killed with this weapon will give off more experience points. I'm pretty sure you can get like a healing mod on some weapons, so like damage you do to them heals you. So much good stuff, and like they give you the mods as you level them up. Like it'll automatically fill the slot with something that is like pretty specific to that, not too specific to that weapon, but it's like for the shotgun, it'll just automatically gift you like an area of effect mod or a rate of fire mod to make the shotgun better. But you can unequip them and swap them around to all different weapons. It was always weird to me that in that cutscene for the glider, Clank is not there, because there's no way to get to this planet without Clank. Anyway. Yeah, we have the glider now. It's fine. It's necessary for some stuff. Let's get some speed. We can drop a little bit to gain speed, but we actually need to stay up a little bit. On the top of one of these towers is a health upgrade. So yeah, there's a really in-depth weapon modification system for Deadlocked. As well as, on top of that, you can assign elements to your weapons. You can just change the element. Not all elements work with all guns, unfortunately. But you can just buy, I think there's like 10 different element types throughout the game. As well as, like in the secondary playthrough, you can buy the other weapon mods, like Rate of Fire and the Jackpot mod and Experience. You can buy all of those at a vendor throughout the game. So you can just get to this point where, like, if you're doing certain missions with, like, waves of enemies, and you have, like, the weapon mod on, it's just waves and waves of money. If you have, like, the electric mod on the mini turrets, like what we have here in this game, it'll just kill swaths of enemies with tons of... Let's buy some ammo before we head out into the desert. It's just so cathartic seeing waves of money fly at you. I had points when I was a kid when it would crash my PS2, because I have a Slim, which doesn't run... or it can't render as much, I think is how it worked. Beyond that, something that people have an issue with is it's called Ratchet Deadlocked. It's not called Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. There was a... So how the story works is that you don't get Clank with you, but Clank is... Clank's your guy in the chair, like how we have the help desk lady giving us tutorial advice throughout the game, like, you know, double tap triangle to bring up your last weapon. It's been telling me to aim, or she's been telling me to aim. We get that throughout the game with Clank, but to make up for it, which I don't mind, the game gives you other robot friends who we, you know, they will be introduced. I don't want to say too much, but we get a couple other robot friends in placement of Clank, and they're just as fun. The dynamic isn't there. They're not really foils for Ratchet, but they have their own personality. They're fun. I like them. We get some really interesting, like, the bosses have so much charisma, because so the premise of the game is that Ratchet and Clank are kidnapped. Since they're heroes of the galaxy, they are kidnapped and put on a game show for heroes. Heroes across the galaxy, across the universe, from multiple galaxies, are being kidnapped, and they are put onto this game show to fight to the death, just for ratings. It's such like a capitalist, like the villain, the final boss of the game, spoiler alert, is the guy that runs the company. It's so clever in like vilifying like the entertainment industry like that. Which, you know, I'm trying to get into the entertainment industry. I'm a film major, after all. But like all of the bosses throughout the game are like the guys who get the most ratings. Like if you get good ratings on this show, they make you like a star of the program. So for Ratchet to get noticed on the program, he has to challenge these other quote-unquote heroes. So there's, so you just get, like, these really charismatic, you know, zero to hero stories, and they give you the, like, they give you these commercials about, like, coming soon to pay-per-view on our programming. Ratchet is taking on this beloved hero in his rise to fame, and he was married to this celebrity at one point, and they do everything in their power to make you look like the bad guy, because it's the people you're fighting that give them the ratings. So, you know, they have their fans, and as a corporation, as an entertainment platform, they want to appeal to their audience, and their audience is watching for these other heroes. So even though it's about perspective. They're villains in your eyes, but, you know, it's like wrestling, you know? Nobody wants to be the heel in wrestling, but, you know, it's the face that people root for, you know? Well, weird example, because I know a lot of people root for the heels, but I'm sorry if that analogy doesn't work with you. Facing a heel, it's just good guy, bad guy in wrestling. That's all it is. Which, if you had never heard that term before, that's why Incineroar in Pokemon is called the heel Pokemon, because he's based on a wrestler. Fun fact. So yeah, I just think, like, the aesthetic, it's so grungy, you know, it's so much darker than the previous games, and it, not to say it doesn't dip into that water again, you know, it matures. It's very much like the grungy punk phase of Ratchet and Clank, but I think it works so well. You know, it doesn't, it's not cringe, if that makes sense. Like, it has the same composer as the first 3 Ratchet and Clank games, so a lot of the, it's a lot of the same kind of music, but they just throw a really dirty electric guitar into that. It's so good. I absolutely adore the soundtrack for that game. It's probably my favorite Ratchet and Clank soundtrack. I'm just gushing about other games. We'll get to it. But, Going Commando is a close second for PS2 era Ratchet and Clank games. It's probably, if I had to put them in order, it's probably Deadlocked, Going Commando, Ua, or Ouya, which is Up Your Arsenal, and then 2002, like the original. Might do a tier list on all of them at some point, but that'd be like after I played a few of them on stream. Kind of familiarize my audience for those who haven't seen them, because there are some people in chat who never really got into the franchise, but I'm happy to show off what it can do, what it's about.
With a single voice.
See, he wasn't crazy. It worked.
That was pretty impressive.
Bring me more crystals, and I'll pay you cold hard bolts.
Huh?
Huh? What?
You can earn vast amounts of bolts by exploring the desert and finding crystals.
Yes. And, we might do some of that. Just, running around and collecting some crystals. Other Ratchet and Clank games that I'm a big fan of the, like the Future Trilogy? Like, so, actually, let's get some upgrades. Tasty, tasty upgrades. Lightning, lightning. Actually, a lot of these... Let's get all the ones that are only like a bolt. That's pretty good. Acid, acid. Let's hold off, because there's definitely some other ones. Like, there's definitely some other weapons that get, like, the acid mod that I'd prefer to buy first. Any weapon that we fully upgraded, not worried about. We can get those at a later time. Oh, so when we get the gravity boots... Leave me alone. When we get the gravity boots, we'll be able to walk up there, and that is a big, like, mining vehicle we'll be able to man, and we'll be able to pilot, and that is the, that's how we get raritanium outside of ship combat. We can mine underneath the desert. Hooray, mining. We can mine underneath the desert for more raritanium. But, other Ratchet and Clank games that I'm a big fan of, I'm actually a very big fan of Tools of Destruction, which was the first game in the future. It was the first game for PS3. The first rack game on the PS3 back in, like, 2007. Yeah, so the PS3 came out in 2005, but the Ratchet and Clank games at that time were on PSP, not PS3, and they weren't even made by Insomniac. High Impact, I think, made Size Matters and then Secret Agent Clank. But then, in 2007, we were gifted with, I don't know why, that is upgraded. I don't need that to up. There we go. Thank you, health upgrade. Oh, let's look around the desert. Not on there. Somewhere around here there is a bolt, and if I remember right, it's towards the back of the desert. The explorable desert. Let's go get that bolt. But, as much as I really like A Crack in Time, I think the story of A Crack in Time is one of my favorites in Ratchet and Clank. The story alone is great. I love the story. But I think in terms of gameplay and replayability, I think I prefer Tools of Destruction. Quest for Booty, that's just like, you can play that in like an afternoon. It's so quick and easy. I genuinely enjoy that one as well. Yes, I know. I hate how it, like, zeroes in right on you. It's fine. So let's get the bolt, get some money. I can always backtrack and there's the bolt. I can always backtrack and come back here for more money if I need to. But let's start making our way back and getting as many crystals as possible. Or just until we die, I guess, because this guy's really got us pegged. Okay. This is fine. That's fine. That's what I wanted. I wanted to go back. 27,000? Ooh. Yeah, let's come back at some point and get more crystals. For the time being, let's go to Dobo. Dabo? I always called it Dobo. D-O-double-B-O. I always called it Dobo, but it might be Dabo?
Hey, see if you can find anything worth watching.
Irrelevant. They never say it.
Welcome back to Behind the Hero. In yet another setback for the embattled Captain Quark, the Galactic Court ordered him to pay 6 billion bolts in damages to citizens suffering from personal hygienator syndrome. Only 2 days later, Quark was arrested trying to flee to Pocataru. The one-time hero, now full-time Zero, was placed in custody awaiting trial. But the next day it was discovered that he had escaped, flushing himself to freedom. We will return to Behind the Hero after these messages.
What a nut. I almost miss that guy sometimes. Almost.
I do miss him. I almost missed that nut sometimes. I do miss him. How about that? You considered my feelings and that I miss him? Let's get some cold hard bolts. So this is the first planet where the other vendor is available. We got the blue vendor for weapons, and then there is a yellow vendor for armor. There it is. So they made it look a little different. Like, I don't understand, because it's color coordinated. Like, I understand... It's just so much bigger, but like the holographic M, the Megacorp M, is the same size. It just... odd to me. 25,000, please and thank you. For the what? Terrafiber? Tetrafiber. I like this one. We have the helmets, and unfortunately, it won't let me equip the biker helmet, which I don't understand. It let me equip the other helmets in the last game. What the fuck? What the fuck, Richard? And there's more of them? Yeah. Oh, this... I mean, it's kind of close to upgrading. Let's... Actually, let me go pick up that ammo. That's just free ammo sitting there. And I'm going to go back. And I guess we'll buy another weapon? Actually, before we buy another weapon, let's actually do this first. Good enough. Good enough. Worth it. Because at the end of this route, we have... Come on. At the end of this route, we have to pay money for information. So it would just be easier to do this first, however much money we need to spend, and then we can buy a new weapon from there. Let's... Shit. Okay, fuck it. It's easier just to... mess with that. Was that? Oh. Yeah, they got it. Which is easier, saving time on going to the vendor or just sniping? It's gonna be a tank. Anything? No? Okay. Air dynamo. Shit. See, I had it, but I didn't have it. No! Bruh. I hate... Oh, all the rounded edges. Aesthetically, it looks nice, but these rounded edges are fucking killing me. See that? See that? I couldn't grab onto any of those ledges. Because there's no ledge to grab. There. And continue going. And cutscene.
Okay, this must be the core terminal. Let's see what we can get from it.
The power appears to be out in this entire area.
You're right. I better call a maintenance bot. Let's just follow him and fix it ourselves.
The power seems to be out in this entire area, except for all of these lights I just destroyed. They're sparking. There's clearly power going to them, except for the lights that are on there, except for the floor units that were sending electrical waves at me, except for all of the other, you know, wireless automated security functions that were going on here, except for the teleporter that brought me here, except for the dynamos, except for the swing shot. Power seems to be out in this entire area. Shut the fuck up, Clank. Oh yeah, and as you can see, this is a glider section, and there's a, I don't think... Yeah, we can't... Alright. So, the way to get that health upgrade is to go basically to the end here, and turn all the way around, and come back through this route backwards. Which I've always been poor at. Alright. Turn. This thing does not want to turn on a dime. And now the last... So, if going backwards through this route wasn't hard enough, now it's also a blind pull up to where that nanotech upgrade is. Let's see if we can, there we go. Right on, right on, right on. And then, also at the end of this route, if I recall, I think there's a bolt way up high in one of the cross beams, like in the same portion where we turned around with those cross beams, those X cross beams. I think there might be a bolt. Yeah. That was all in one try. Hell yeah. And yeah. I know we just have to turn things back on, just like Everything else the electrolyzer does, despite how they try to flavor it, it's just a light switch.
Now, let's get the goods on that experiment.
10,000 volts.
What the?
I think I see the problem.
What? Now even the computers are charging us? That's it. This galaxy blows.
Agreed.